Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So first off, this is going up on both channels, the Shanna Show and SE Crochet Studio. And secondly, this is going to be a little bit different. This is a kind of vlog that I've wanted to do for a little while now, but I figured why not just do it, see how it goes. So as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, this is just kind of one of those get things done with me vlogs, just as a little bit of encouragement. So this video is mainly going to focus on crochet stuff, but also probably some other stuff as well. So let me actually go over what the main focuses are in this video. So first off, I do have another file thingy page template to add to the 2 journals that I have on my Etsy page. So I'm going to be working on that. And then right now I have a video uploading to my crochet channel that's going out on April 13th, or should already be up at this point. I have it scheduled for April 13th right now at the time that I've started recording this. So I have that uploading to my YouTube. It shouldn't take too much longer. It's at like 44% right now. And I want to get a blanket finished, and I want to try to make more progress on another blanket. I also have my oversized granny square cardigan to work on a little bit. And if you've been following with my TikTok, oh, I almost hit myself in the face with that. Good thing. Aren't these adorable, by the way? I got the Macho Ins. The brand is Big Twist. There's also a sheep one, which I stuck somewhere. There's also a pair of sheep lambs, but I went with this one. But if you've been keeping up with my TikTok / have already noticed, I've started teaching myself how to knit. I was getting really frustrated. But yeah, so that is what's going on right now. So yeah, and again, like I said, the point of this vlog is just getting some stuff done and getting myself encouraged to do that, having some sort of semi-pseudo accountability with it. That was my cup of water. So yeah, let's get going. I'm going to start off, at least in this part, by working on the little additional page template for the 2 journals. I thought about doing this one for a little while, and I finally decided to do it. And at first I was just going to do it for one, but then I decided to do it for both. Just because I feel like it could be very useful for both. And it is a hook and needle inventory page, or that's what I'm calling it. And essentially, I think I had this one. Okay, I need to actually double check what the format was for. But essentially the main purpose of the hook and needle inventory templates was, let me see if I can, I think it was this one. Okay. So the main purpose of this was just the fact that I have a bunch of needles from both my grandmothers, that many of which actually did have the hook and the size, at least in the US number. But there were quite a few that did not have. There were quite a few that did not have that. And I'm kind of talking as I'm trying to figure this out. And I started to realize, like, hey, I need an easy way of keeping track of, okay, I'll just do hook and needle. Okay, hook and needle. And I knew I needed an easy way to keep track of the needles that didn't have the sizes, and it wasn't like it wasn't a whole lot, but at the same time, it's just like, if they don't have numbers, you know. Okay. If they don't have numbers, if they don't have the size of the needle on the thing itself, then, like, how am I supposed to know, you know? And essentially what I did was, I have this knit check from Susan Bates, and I got this at Joann's before Joann's closed. I'm not sure when this video is up in relation to Joann's closing, but I got that, and it's been really helpful because not only does it have like where you can stick the needle. Where's the one that does not have the, so this is a 7. This needle is a 7. Probably didn't see the number even. So let's see, where is 7? Right there. And it fits perfectly. So this one is one of the ones that had the number on the bottom, but I could still fit it into 7 like you just saw, and just double check. So essentially, if you have one of these things, or if you have something similar, essentially what you want to do is try to make sure that the hook fits perfectly or near perfectly in that hole. Where if I go up to 8, I don't know how well you can see this. Or there you go. So you can see that there's a little bit more wiggle room. If I go down to 7, you don't see any space. But there's still there's like movement, but there's not a lot of space. Again, going back up to 8, movement, and you see the space around it. If I go to this one, it barely goes in. That was very provocative, but you know what? Whatever at this point. It's needles, guys. It's just needles. So that's what I did for the needles that I didn't have the numbers for. And I don't know if I started saying this or not, but something else that is very useful with this one is that it has the size at the top. So a size 7 hook, a size 7 or knitting needle or hook is 4.5 and then crochet hook, it is 7. Or if I go to like 6, let's say, it's a size 4 size 6 in US numbers, and then it's a G crochet hook. So that is something that's really useful, where it has all 3 possible size numbers on there. But getting back to why I wanted this, like I said, getting back to why I felt like this page was necessary, honestly, at the end of the day, like, I knew I'm not the only one who has hooks and or needles from a grandparent, from probably a grandmother, but from a grandparent, where, especially of the time, like, when our grandmothers were getting into knitting, you know, and crochet and stuff like that, not all of them had hook sizes. Like a lot of the hooks had the sizes on them, or at least the US number. Now most hook sizes had the on it, and not all needles had the needle size. Some of them do, or some of them, like I know I have one needle set that has like a range where it's 4 to 6, where it can be used for any yarn that has 4 or 5, I guess, and 6. Well, I guess it would be not 5, but 4, 6. It might have been 4 to 8, so it could be like 4, 6, and 8 needle. But not US number 8. So it can be used for any yarn that needed any of those number needles. But I knew I probably wasn't the only one who had hooks and needles for my grandmother, where either they didn't have the sizes on them or the sizes had been worn off. I have one set where the sizes were worn off, the size of the needles were worn off. So I figured, I know in the prep planning and help journal, I did include what did I include? Jesus. I totally lost the train of thought with speaking it. Okay. Oh, I included a tools and sites list that I personally like using. That's what I included. And that's where this is linked. And I just figured that, like I've said, hooks and needles, having like some sort of easy inventory to keep track of what the sizes are and which color, that would be really helpful. Like, if this set didn't have the numbers on the bottom, or like the numbers had been worn off for whatever reason, I could say long pink set of needles is 7 or 4.5 mm. Or I could, like, I have a really long pair of blue needles. I could say a really long pair of blue needles is size X. It's not size X, but like that's an example. So I could be like a little bit descriptive and then say what the size is in whatever way I was used to saying it. So that was the main reason why I wanted this page. But let's get around to actually working on it, because I keep going back and forth with talking about it and then trying to do it. So let's focus on the doing it. Okay, so those add-on pages for each of the journals are finished, and ooh, I meant to put this in here. Okay, so now I'm going to save each of the folders as zip files, and then I am going to, you know what, I'm gonna rename this one as 0. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm gonna rename. Okay, there we go. So now I'm just saving each of the folders as zip files, so I'm compressing the folders, and then I'm going to update the listings on Etsy, and just my Etsy page is linked down below so you can access both of them. Okay, let's go to view all listings. So let's see, add a file. Nope, not this one. My patterns. I'm in the open. I can remove that one, actually. Project help, open this one. Okay, publish changes. And then I'm now editing the main crochet journal. And the reason why I have both of these as, ooh, let me actually take these off. Delete. The main reason why I have these as 2 separate journals is because sometimes, like, my main reason for making the project prep, help, and planning one was because, like, crochet journals can be super helpful, but sometimes it's like you need something that is project specific, where like a crochet journal can be anything and everything related to crochet. It can be like the yarn, it can be the hooks and needles, well, hooks in the case of crochet, but it can be anything and everything related to crochet. Or project is specifically for projects and talking about the yarn you want to use for that specific project, talking about when you started it, when you finished it, if you needed to pause. So I wanted something specifically for projects. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to start working on some other stuff. Maybe have some breakfast since it's like 6 o'clock and I woke up way too early. But I couldn't fall back asleep, so it's fine. I think I might just have this video be like a weekend thing, what I can do in a weekend. We'll see. It's Saturday right now, so we'll see about if this will be a weekend or like a week-long thing. I'm just thinking weekend to make it kind of easier to put out there and edit and save. So I'll see if I want to extend this longer. I'm hoping to do something like this again in the future, so if you like it, just let me know. I'll see you all in like the next little update for this. Okay, so I decided to make this into a week, and I did get some other stuff done, but I didn't record about it, so I had to clean a couple of bunny rooms since we have some bunnies. And now I'm gonna try to get a couple of products up on my Etsy page, a couple more products up on my Etsy page. It'll be more PDF stuff. Let's continue. And that is what I'm doing right now. I did, okay, continue. And essentially, so I have the two crochet related journals up. Oh, there we go. That's what I was created by me. Okay. I was like, why isn't it continuing forward? Okay, there we go. Okay, so essentially I have the two, where's my deadlines? I have the two crochet journals up on my Etsy, and they're PDF files, and I'm gonna now just upload some of the individual like files, just in case someone maybe doesn't want the whole crochet journal and all the files that come with it. Like I have like a yarn inventory, hook and needle inventory, and some other stuff. So I'm just gonna do that right now, and I'm uploading those. It's not gonna be all of them right now, but just enough so that I can maybe start getting some more stuff up. So let's see, it's not that one, so I said hook and needle inventory. Thumbnail, there we go. Okay. And like I said, the reason why I'm doing this, having some of the individual PDF files up, like I said, is to kind of have the option for some people, if they, like I said, if they just want the hook and needle inventory, if they just want yarn inventory, or if they just want like a place where they can keep track of their projects. I wanted to offer that, so that's what we're doing right now. For one of these listings, I am including two, just because it kind of lends into what it is. And the specific listing is the pattern review, and for that I'm including the pattern review file as well as a project file where you can write down the details of the project, and the projects file is a little bit more in depth, so I'm including both as a way to kind of have multiple options for doing something like that. So that's kind of my thinking here. And also too, a big thing for me is that right now I'm just trying to focus on getting stuff up on my Etsy and hopefully getting some traction to my Etsy. Now, I do intend to go back and fix things up a little bit as I continue down, but right now a large emphasis is on getting it up on my site, on my Etsy. So fingers crossed. If you want any ways to support me but don't necessarily have the funds to, the best thing to do is just to follow my shop, favorite any of the items. Even if you don't have the funds to support me, like getting some traction to my Etsy really helps. And the simplest thing to do, like I said, is to follow my shop, favorite the items, and share it. So anything you can do to help will help. And now I'm going to move on to a physical project that I had to continue. And it's a granny square blanket for a little boy I used to babysit, sweetest little thing. And he really likes his blues, and so what I chose for him, yarn-wise, was the Caron cakes and blueberry cheesecake. So I went through like a teensy little bit of the blueberry cheesecake yarn that I had left over from my Epic the Musical blanket, and then I had this cake, which is now almost done. And I have two more cakes, including this one. I had to use a little bit of this one to weave together the set of squares for the Epic the Musical blanket. But I have this full, which is basically a full one, like a teensy bit under a full one. And then I have one more full one just in case. So here I just finished one a little earlier today on my break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. I have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I have 12 here. I need about 49, so I have like 37 more to go, which isn't a lot, and hopefully I should have enough. I should have enough between what's left of this and then the other 2 cakes that I have to get to that point. So, and then I have another skein of yarn somewhere in my yarn bags of a solid color blue that I'll be using to weave together and then maybe border the blankets. I'll have to see how much I have in once all the squares are woven. So that's the plan for this. I don't plan to finish this within this vlog, but I'm hoping to get through majority of it. Well, maybe not even majority of it, but getting through a good chunk of it, because I've been working on this for a little while and he's really excited for his blankets and I want to make it for him. So I'm going to work on that a little bit, watch a movie, and get that going.